Hey everyone, this is Chris Spark with part 5 of my series on Jesus. I recommend you watch these videos in order, and I'll put some stuff down in the bottom there in the description that'll help you do that. If you'd like to check out more of my writing, poetry, etc., I'm at www.sparkwrites.com. All right. Hope you'll leave some comments, let me know what you think, and let's get going. In the last video, I talked about how neither Jesus nor his disciples thought of themselves as starting a new religion, much less one called Christianity. They all thought of themselves as Jews, and in fact, later, Christ's disciples thought of Jesus as the fulfillment of the fondest hopes of Jews. I also talked about how the fact that Jesus was crucified, which was a particularly dishonorable and ghastly way to die, was proof positive for most people that Jesus could not have been the Messiah because he met such a disgraceful end. And I'm going to pick things up there. Unexplanation. And yet, people believed by the thousands. Something powerful was happening, as if a great stone had been dropped in the waters of the ancient world. Something was rippling outward from a nobody peasant whose mission to usher in a kingdom of heaven had apparently failed in utter humiliation. The ripples moved through his disciples beyond to their fellow Jews and later to the Gentiles. How could this disgraced, feckless hick inspire such passion and faith? There's no getting around the central explanation, one that Western historians can't rationally explain, but almost all agree on. Yes, Jesus spoke with compelling power, but it was healing the sick and the lame, driving out demons, and raising people from the grave that drew the massive crowds while he was alive. And after his crucifixion, it was his reappearance in the flesh to his closest followers that filled them with such zeal. Today, we have a word for these kinds of phenomena, a word that our serious intellectuals choke on for fear of ridicule. It has tawdry, sensationalist associations. Only the gullible or the uneducated believe in it. And yet, there is near unanimous scholarly consensus that Christ's contemporaries viewed him as just this: supernatural. There is no other way to explain the phenomenon of Christ's following while alive and the absolute conviction of the apostles after he was crucified. Even skeptical historians are forced to conclude that something strange took place. Risa Aslan, for example, has devoted a book to stripping Jesus of his gentle spiritual image, arguing instead that he was primarily a fierce political crusader bent on rebellion against the state. Still, Aslan concedes, quote, "Obviously the notion of a man dying a gruesome death and returning to life 3 days later defies all logic, reason, and sense." One could simply stop the argument there, dismiss the resurrection as a lie, and declare belief in the risen Jesus to be the product of a deludible mind. However, there is this nagging fact to consider. One after another of those who claim to have witnessed the risen Jesus went to their own gruesome deaths, refusing to recant their testimony. It was precisely the fervor with which the followers of Jesus believed in his resurrection that transformed this tiny Jewish sect into the largest religion in the world. Another non-Christian scholar, Professor Paula Fredrickson, has said, quote, "I know in their own terms what the apostles saw was the raised Jesus. That's what they say, and then all the historic evidence we have afterwards attests to their conviction that that's what they saw. I'm not saying that they really did see the raised Jesus. I don't know what they saw. But I do know that as a historian, they must have seen something." End quote. The impact on Western history of attested miracles relating to Jesus didn't end with Christ's deeds, his resurrection, the fervor of his disciples, or their ability to heal in his name. The Apostle Paul's relentless preaching, and later the Emperor Constantine's legalization of the faith, were arguably the two greatest factors in the success of Christianity. Both men were converted when they experienced dramatic visions of Jesus. Supernatural phenomena were the jet fuel of the Jesus phenomenon. In the next video, I'm going to talk about our modern Western attitude towards all this hocus pocus of the supernatural and the paranormal, and really delve into it more and see if it holds up.